I work for the Government Accountability Office.
I'd watch out for the vaccine denying head of HHS, who's going to ruin healthcare in this country even more than it already is.
Are they doing anything to stop him?
We are, in some places, administration has gone through and they've destroyed statistical agencies, data sources, and they've not literally deleted data. And we have, stolen and backed those things up. So that's something they can come back to the government.
And so I know if they ever find a way to get me, I'm gone. Hope nobody figures it out.
Well, it doesn't look good for the GAO, the Government Accountability Office. This is James O'Keefe. Back from the field undercover in Washington, D.C., the very office, GAO, supposed to hold the government accountable, is now the one in question.
It limits the amount of permanent damage because, research on vaccines and things that he's basically trying to just delete are stored outside of his control.
I want us all to be afraid to say whatever, but inside the agency, we all were pretty firm. The way GAO survives is to continue to do good work.
The U.S. Government Accountability Office, known as GAO, been around since the 1920s. Their purpose is to oversee and have oversight over government spending, very similar to what DOGE recently was supposed to be doing. So the OMG Undercover Journalism team met with GAO to find out what they are actually accomplishing.
What do you do again?
I work for the Government Accountability Office. So
For the government what?
Accountability Office.
Okay.
So
I remember you saying it's similar to Doge.
not really, but it's like what DOGE pretended they were doing. They're going in and finding places where they could save money or fix government, except really all they were doing was cutting business.
They're pretty much doing what you do
Yeah.
without the research.
So yeah, we do the research to see what works and what doesn't. We make recommendations. We can't force our recommendations to be implemented, but they usually are because they're backed by good evidence.
Meet Steve Putansu. Now, Steve, a 16-year veteran at the U.S. Government Accountability Office and lecturer at American University, opined that GAO is stealing and preserving vaccine data that RFK and HHS has deleted, a very move that could possibly violate federal law.
I'd watch out for the vaccine denying head of HHS, who's going to ruin healthcare in this country even more than it already is.
Kennedy? Are they doing anything to stop him?
We are, in some places, and there's resistance everywhere, right? Administration has gone through and they've destroyed statistical agencies, data sources, and they've not literally deleted data. And we have, stolen and backed those things up. So that's something they can come back to the government.
How so?
Because we had access to them, so we could just keep a copy. We're limiting the damage. We're finding places where he's violating law, which then can make him force him to stop violating laws to the extent that he will let us.
Has he violated the law yet? Has the court backed you guys up?
Yeah, that's one of the so GAO got threatened with a 50% budget cut next year because of something called the Impoundment Act, which is basically impoundment is if the president takes something Congress appropriated. Congress had spent $1 million on this, and the president says, I'm not spending it. That's called impoundment. It's illegal. GAO is required to determine if any changes to spending qualify as impoundment. And we've hit him, I think, 3 times on it. And they're like, you're political now. You're just trying to destroy, the
His
Republican
movement.
Party. And so therefore, we're going to slash your budget to punish you for being political.
I want us all to be afraid to say whatever, but inside the agency, we all were pretty firm. The way GAO survives is to continue to do good work.
We consulted Will Chamberlain here in Washington, a senior counsel at the Article 3 Project. According to Chamberlain, this director at the U.S. Government Accountability Office committed violations of 3 federal statutes.
My name is Will Chamberlain, and I'm senior counsel at the Article 3 Project and the Internet Accountability Project. What this strikes me as very seriously and very clearly a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which prohibits intentionally accessing a computer without authorization or exceeding authorized access to obtain information from a U.S. government department or agency. That's precisely what he did. He is not at HHS. So if HHS wants information on its own servers deleted, he doesn't have the right to purloin that information from HHS. That also could easily be a theft of government property, which would be a violation of 18 U.S.C. 641, and also the unauthorized removal of public records under 18 U.S.C. 2071.
Again, I've just returned from the field here in Washington. I'm in a hotel room after confronting a couple people who've done naughty things. We have undercover people everywhere. Sometimes you wouldn't even suspect who. And this is why we do the type of journalism we do, to shine a light on people like this who are bragging openly, brazenly about the crimes they are committing. And you can always email us, tips@o'keefemediagroup.com. 914-491-9395 is the message on Signal. That's 914-491-9395. And our journalism team will get back to you. Stay tuned. Next week, Tuesday at noon, My Price is My Life will air a new undercover report and more reaction to this latest story. Happy Thanksgiving. Talk to you soon. This is James O'Keefe. You know me for exposing the truth and holding the corrupt elite responsible and accountable. However, today I want to tell you about protecting your own freedom, your finances. Before you buy any gold or silver, hear this. We're going through one of the biggest financial shifts of our lifetime. De-dollarization. Nations like China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia are pulling away from the U.S. dollar. And that threatens your savings and retirement security. Legendary investor Ray Dalio warns skyrocketing debt, relentless money printing, and a weakening dollar are all part of a dangerous cycle that could impact you. That's why more Americans are turning to real assets like physical gold and silver. Gold just surged past $3,700 per ounce, and momentum is building. I've partnered with veteran-owned American Independence Gold to help you take action. Open a qualifying account today and get up to $10,000 in bonus gold and our free gold protection guide. And here's the best part. A portion of every sale supports Tunnel to Towers and Wounded Warriors. Freedom isn't given, it's secured. This is James O'Keefe. As always, this is not financial advice. Always check with your licensed financial advisor before you invest.